Chapter 51. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Qin Xue entered the bamboo house and sat on the bed, wiping her hair and thinking about buying some materials to make some soap to use. Let's talk about it later. Seeing that Xue Ling was practicing again, I didn't disturb it. I dried my hair and made some space, changed the sheets and quilts, washed them and hung them up with my clothes. I checked the time and it was almost 10 o'clock, turned off the lights and went to bed. On the other side, Fang Hong and Xie Jun were talking about Qin Xue's plans for this afternoon. After hearing this, Xie Jun let Fang Hong make his own decision. He respected Fang Hong's opinion, since he knew how much money their clothes had made from opening to now. He didn't want to interfere with Fang Hong's choice. He knew that it was important to be with the right person. After saying that, she hugged Fang Hong and kissed her hard. Daughter-in-law, I haven't seen you for a long time, and you seem to have become more beautiful. Xie Jun was shocked. When he walked in and saw Fang Hong tonight, he realized that he hadn't seen his wife for more than a week. He was so worried at first, but now he has become so beautiful. When he saw her, immediately, I wanted to hug my wife and kiss her hard. It was really hard to restrain myself until now. Of course, if you drink Qin Xue's spiritual spring water, apply Qin Xue's facial mask, drink Qin Xue's medicine, and wear Qin Xue's designed clothes, can you still look beautiful? It doesn't make sense if there is no change. Really? Have I become beautiful? Fang Hong was happy, because she felt it a little bit herself, but she found that her mood was still different when she told her lover. Of course, am I still lying to you? Wife, I haven't seen you for so long, please give me a good kiss and a hug. Wife, let's go to bed. After that, he kissed Fang Hong on the mouth. Fang Hong remembered how Qin Xue's instructions could make him succeed. Just kidding, that was impossible, so she pushed away hard and said. No, not now, I'm telling you, you can't touch me for 3 months, otherwise, I will stay in the hotel and not come back until 3 months later. What the hell, I can't touch you for another 3 months. My daughter-in-law, we are husband and wife. How can we sleep together in different rooms for 3 months? Be good and be obedient. After Xie Jun finished speaking, he pressed down. No, I said no, I just can't. I'm taking medicine to recover. The doctor said I can't have sex while taking medicine, so you have to work hard for 3 months. If you can't stand it, how about I stay in the hotel from now on and come back after taking the medicine? Fang Hong asked in a tentative tone. Why are you taking medicine? Are you feeling uncomfortable? After speaking, he turned over and sat up and looked at Fang Hong. No, I just want to have a daughter, so I took medicine to treat it. Although Fang Hong's child is so old, she is still a little embarrassed to talk about this topic. Didn't we agree to let nature take its course? I took so many medicines before and it didn't work, so why don't we just stop taking them? Xie Jun also felt distressed. He took so many medicines and suffered so much before, but it didn't work. No, it will definitely work this time. This doctor is very reliable, so just follow me. If it still doesn't work this time, I won't mention it again in the future, okay? No matter how tough a man is, he can't stand a woman's coquettishness. Once his wife acts coquettishly, he has no choice but to agree. Xie Jun couldn't eat meat even if he held his wife in his arms. He could only sleep with his arms around her in frustration. He couldn't eat meat and could only drink soup to satisfy his cravings. It was much simpler for Yu Xiu. As soon as she told Political Commissar Su, she chose to look at a store in the city. It was too young to leave. What if Yu Xiu goes on a business trip and Su Fangzhou has to go to work and his children? So there is no choice. Back to Qin Xue. After a dreamless night, Qin Xue got up and took 6 eggs from the space and boiled them. After cooking some porridge and frying sweet potato leaves for breakfast, I went into the space and took some rice and flour and put them in the kitchen. She changed into black overalls with a cute white kitten embroidered on the front, wearing a white short-sleeved t-shirt with sloping shoulders and wide suspenders underneath. It exposed her white collarbone and half of her shoulders. Which was cute and sexy. To be honest, wearing such clothes in this era would be considered immoral, but Qin Xue just thinks it looks good. She combed her hair high and tied it into a ponytail, looking simple, elegant and clean. Qin Xue put a backpack containing a bottle of spiritual spring water and an umbrella on her back, took the money, locked the door and went out. Thank you readers for your votes on Falling Leaves, Knowing Autumn, True Love, and How to Disguise a Smile. Your support is Wanwan's motivation. Wanwan will update on time, thank you, okay. Chapter 52 Where there are people, there is war. You are listening at novelfull.audio. There were many women gathered under the big tree downstairs. Qin Xue came down and left without saying hello to anyone. The women were chatting happily when they saw a boldly and beautifully dressed woman with a big belly walking by. They looked at each other in shock. It wasn't until Qin Xue was far away that everyone realized what was happening. One of the women said, "Who is this woman? I haven't seen her before. Is she a new family member from some family?" "Hey, that seems to be Qin Xue from Deputy Chief Chu's family. I didn't even pay attention to it just now. I haven't seen Deputy Chief Chu's family for a long time. Isn't this a big change?" The other military wife just saw a side face. "What, that's Qin Xue. You see, the clothes she wears are too revealing. She has changed after not seeing her for a long time. She is beautiful, but she is too restless. I haven't seen her in the family building for a long time. Who knows what she did?" Stop cuckolding Deputy Section Chief Chu, right? Zhang Cuihua was really jealous when she looked at Qin Xue. Words to smear Qin Xue came out as if they were free of money. No, Qin Xue shouldn't be that kind of person. She must be busy with something when she's not in the family building recently. Deputy Section Chief Chu is such a good person. How could Qin Xue cuckold him? Didn't it mean that she planned to marry Deputy Section Chief Chu because she fell in love with him? The other woman said something fair. What do you know? How can a woman as shameless as herself live in peace and contentment? I'm wondering if the baby in her belly is Deputy Section Chief Chu's. Isn't it certain? Zhang Cuihua couldn't bear to see people saying that Qin Xue was good. Zhang Cuihua, please stop talking nonsense. If you say such things when you have no evidence, it is slander and you will go to jail. Su Xiaoyan couldn't help but choked back when she heard Zhang Cuihua's words getting more and more outrageous. Upon hearing that she was going to jail, Zhang Cuihua was frightened and whispered, "Why are I talking nonsense?" Deputy Section Chief Chu got pregnant as soon as she left for the mission, and she ran out of the family building every 3 days. Do you think she dresses like a serious woman? Her clothes and bags cost a lot of money, right? If there wasn't someone outside, where would she get the money to dress up? Others stopped talking after hearing this. Although this Cuihua's words were bad, what he said was not unreasonable. Su Xiaoyan snorted and looked at everyone and said, "Anyway, these are your guesses and you are just talking nonsense here without seeing it with your own eyes. I can tell you that you are slandering and destroying people's feelings. If the higher-ups find out that you are talking nonsense here, it will implicate your men." As soon as Su Xiaoyan finished speaking, everyone shut up and found excuses to disperse. Even Zhang Cuihua snorted and left after hearing that it might implicate her own man. Su Xiaoyan looked at Qin Xue, who had disappeared long ago, and sighed. She was such a troublemaker, and nothing good happened every time she saw her. Qin Xue has changed a lot, and her dress today is bold in this era. After more than 4 months, my belly suddenly grew a lot like a balloon was blown up, and my round belly was much bigger than a normal person's. Qin Xue checked her own pulse and had a guess in her mind, so she thought of going for a gynecological examination and a B ultrasound today. Qin Xue didn't know that a war broke out just as she was passing by. Qin Xue didn't know what happened in the family building. Now she has already arrived at the hospital. After taking a form and filling it out, I went to register and queued up. After waiting for more than 10 minutes, I heard her call. "Is it Qin Xue? What do you want to see?" Li Rong looked at Qin Xue with the registration slip. "Hello, doctor, I want to do a B ultrasound. Isn't it because my belly is bigger than the average person's? I just want to check and listen to the fetal heart rate to see if the baby is normal." In fact, Qin Xue knew that it would be fine for her to drink the water from the spiritual spring to nourish her children. What she wanted was to confirm her suspicion. Li Rong took a look at Qin Xue's belly. It was indeed much bigger than other people's. Maybe it was twins, but everything needs to be checked to be sure, then come with me and I'll take a look. Then he led the child to the cubicle for a B ultrasound. Chu Molin, Wan, are you your mother? When will you let me see my wife? Wan, what can you do if you are not your biological mother? Qin Xue, do you want to see your husband? Chu Molin, wife, tell her you miss me and let me out. Qin Xue, well, I also want to see him a little bit. Let him come out later. Wan, Chu Molin, don't be anxious, you'll be out soon. Chapter 53 Twins. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Qin Xue followed Li Rong to the B ultrasound room, unbuttoned her overalls and lay on the bed. Today's B ultrasound is not the color ultrasound of later generations, but the four-dimensional color ultrasound is only black and white. The B ultrasound is not done by a dedicated person but by a doctor who does it part-time. Li Rong applied the coupling agent and slowly moved it on Qin Xue's belly. Sure enough, he guessed they were twins. He smiled and said, Qin Xue, right? You are so lucky. You are pregnant with twins. They seem to be developing well. The children's heartbeats are strong and very healthy. After reading it, Li Rong took a B ultrasound and reported it to Qin Xue. Qin Xue looked at the report in her hand. The two babies in the womb were squeezed together. The baby had already taken shape. She could see that the two babies were facing each other, clenching their fists and forming a semicircle. She looked so cute, and Qin Xue smiled very softly at this moment. The temperament exuded was the most touching, and Li Rong was also happy for Qin Xue. Qin Xue, there's nothing wrong with you. The baby is fine. You can drink more fish soup, bone soup and the like after you go back. If you are pregnant with twins, it may be earlier than the due date. Then you can just go for a checkup in advance, and there will be nothing else. Okay, thank you doctor. Qin Xue also knew that people pregnant with twins are prone to premature birth. I hope my cheap husband will be with me then. Why did he think of him again? He shook his head and installed the super report. I went to the market and saw some tofu for sale and bought 2 kilograms of it. I bought it and stewed it into fish soup. I saw a milk cellar and bought a can. This can be used to make double skim milk. I looked again and again, but I couldn't buy many things without tickets. I immediately headed to the black market. I don't need to buy vegetables, eggs, or fish, but I think I need to buy a little bit of everything else. Qin Xue bought 3 ribs, 3 pounds of pork belly, 1 pound of lean meat, and 1 pig's trotter. You can buy these things on the black market without a ticket, but they are more expensive. Fortunately, Qin Xue made money, otherwise she would not be able to buy such things. It would be great if she could buy a rice thresher so that she could beat the millet into rice by herself, but if you want to buy such a big machine, you probably won't be able to buy it if you don't have channels, but it's okay to buy a stone mortar. Buy a stone mortar and grind the rice yourself. You don't eat much anyway, so you can grind a few kilograms at a time. This way you won't be hungry even if you don't have food stamps. There is also no way to grind wheat into powder. There is obviously a lot of food and space, but there is no way to thresh it and use it. It is really sad. It seems that we should not grow food anymore. It would be great if we could find some ginseng seeds. 1 ginseng tree can be sold for a lot of money. How many ginseng trees can be planted on such a large piece of land? It's beautiful when you think about it, but you can only think about where to buy it. Unless he could go to the deep mountains to find it, it would be an impossible task for Qin Xue, so let's think about it now. Qin Xue went to buy 10 2-pound wine jars. The peach blossom wine should be enough. She will go back and see how it tastes. Then she will bring some to Li Zhao and Hao. Thinking that the rice and flour I had taken out in the morning were running low, I bought 10 kilograms of rice, 5 kilograms of flour, and some seasonings. There were too many things, so Qin Xue breathed a sigh of relief after asking someone to help deliver them to the car. I don't know what's going on. There are so many people today that I can't find the opportunity to throw it into the space. I can only carry it like this. I'm exhausted. The people in the car looked at Qin Xue with a big belly and being polite and carrying so many things. Some were envious, some were jealous, and some were greedy. Qin Xue looked at it and pretended not to see it, then found a seat and sat down. Go down. Fortunately, the wine jar wasn't very big and someone packed it in a box, otherwise I wouldn't have known how to get it. It would be better to take out the water bottle in my backpack and drink it all in one go. How do I move it back when I get off the car and have to walk 4 or 5 minutes to the door? Qin Xue really wanted to cry without tears. Staggering, Qin Xue finally got off the bus when she was about to fall asleep. After Qin Xue moved the things down, she looked up and saw that there were people walking around. How could she fit this into the space? If I move so much, I can't move it all at once. I move some and leave some for others to take away later. No matter what I think, it won't work. If I had known better, I wouldn't have bought so many. Qin Xue bit her lip and circled around the thing, muttering in her mouth, the hero is about to come out, are you looking forward to it? Smiley face, smiley face. Chapter 54 Meeting. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After Qin Xue circled the things on the ground a few times, she tried to lift them up one at a time, but I really can't take that much, and I'm really going to cry. God, please send someone to help me. Just when Qin Xue was about to try to lift one hand of rice noodles and one hand of wine bottles at a time, suddenly, a big hand took over the things he was carrying, leaving only a light bag of miscellaneous things on the ground. Qin Xue was startled and looked up. What a handsome man. The eyelashes of Jianmei Xingxing are very long, and the eyes are extremely deep. The black diamond-like eyes can make people sink deeply at a glance, but the eyes are a bit cold and sharp. The high bridge of the nose and the thin lips make Qin Xue swallow unconsciously. Saliva, such beautiful lips make people want to kiss them and see what they taste like. Chu Molin looked at the woman in front of him and couldn't tell what he was feeling. As soon as he was in the car from a distance, he saw this woman spinning around something on the ground, still making gestures with her hands. As he slowly got closer, he realized that this woman was trying to lift so many things despite her huge belly. He didn't know why his heart ached, then he was relieved when she put it down, but before he could finish breathing, he saw her preparing to pick it up again. At this moment, the car also approached and he saw how her side looked so much like his wife. Although a lot had changed, he still recognized that this was his wife. Looking at her belly, he didn't realize it for a moment. Why hadn't he seen such a big change in her in just a few months? The time he was designed to sleep with her, she got pregnant, and he didn't know it until now. Who could know what he was thinking? It wasn't until he saw her trying to lift things up again that he hurriedly asked Li Debao to stop the car. Chu Molin got out of the car immediately. By the time he realized what he was doing, he was already holding something in his hands. He didn't know why he was disgusted before when he looked at this woman's nymphomaniac look, but now he didn't feel anything wrong when he looked at her with such a look. Chu Molin felt a little uncomfortable after being stared at by Qin Xue for a long time and coughed lightly. Qin Xue was awakened by the cough, and her face suddenly turned red. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to stare at you. It's just that I haven't seen such a handsome person like you for so long. I forgot about it. Please forgive me. Chu Molin's heart moved slightly when he saw Qin Xue's panicked eyes and red face, and the corners of his mouth unconsciously pulled down. Even he himself didn't notice that his eyes were much softer. Qin Xue looked at him wearing a camouflage uniform, which was a little muddy and dirty. He must have just come back from going out, so he asked. Comrade, are you also going back to the institute? Chu Molin was confused. Comrade, what the hell? Why does it seem like the woman in front of me doesn't recognize him? Well, let's go back to the institute. So he walked ahead carrying his things. Seeing this, Qin Xue picked up the bag on the ground and quickly followed, but the man walked too fast. With his 185 long legs, my own 165 legs couldn't keep up. I could only carry something in one hand and hold my belly in the other and trot to keep up. Chu Molin finally slowed down when he heard the voice behind him, and slowly waited for Qin Xue to catch up. Qin Xue ran a little hastily, and this person was really helpful. Shouldn't she be waiting for her to help others? Running so fast, he doesn't know her family, and running fast is useless. Chu Molin turned his head and looked at the woman running over with something in one hand and her belly in the other. I frowned unconsciously. Why am I pregnant and don't know how to pay attention? What should I do if I fall? He didn't expect that Qin Xue had to catch up because he walked too fast. Qin Xue watched as the man finally slowed down and walked flat on his heels. He was out of breath when he walked too fast and felt a little uncomfortable in his stomach, so he touched his stomach with his hand. Suddenly she felt her stomach move, and Qin Xue suddenly smiled and narrowed her eyes. Chu Molin kept looking at Qin Xue with his peripheral vision, and was dazzled by Qin Xue's smile. Dear readers, let's brainstorm and help Wanwan come up with a fan group name and fan slogan. Your likes are Wanwan's motivation. Smiley face, smiley face. Chapter 55 Peach Blossom Wine Brewed Successfully. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ding Shi, Deng Kai, Li Debao, and Wei Xiaohui in the car just watched Chu Molin carrying something and leaving with a pregnant woman. Just ignore them, throw them here, everyone, you look at me and I look at you. Debao, what do you think the deputy section chief is going to do? Wei Xiaohui asked, touching his chin. Wei Xiaohui, you ask me who I am asking. I went on a mission with you and came back together. Just now you saw the deputy section chief suddenly asking to stop and getting out of the car. Now I don't know what happened. Li Debao was also very confused. Ding Shi, don't the deputy section chief seem to dislike being close to women? Even his own wife is not close to him, but look at the front, walking so close side by side. Is this our deputy section chief with the title of Lang Yen Wang? Deng Kai, come on, stop analyzing. Let's drive back and talk about it later. You'll be the one to scream when the deputy section chief comes to find someone. The others all shut up after hearing this, with ugly expressions on their faces. Li Debao even drove the car back with a sad face. After Qin Xue carried her things upstairs, she opened the door and went in. She put the things on the table, poured a glass of water and drank it in 2 gulps. He took another cup and poured a glass of water and handed it to Chu Molin. Comrade, please have a glass of water. Thank you for helping me carry my things back. Chu Molin looked at the cup in front of him. In fact, he had a misophobia, but looking at the expectant look in the woman's eyes in front of him, he somehow reached out and took it and took a sip. As soon as he took the sip, he was surprised at how sweet the water was. After drinking the water in 2 gulps, he still felt a little unsatisfied. He wiped his mouth with the back of his hand and returned the cup to Qin Xue. I don't know if it was Chu Molin's misunderstanding. He felt that the dantian was warm after drinking the water. The feeling was not very strong, so Chu Molin didn't pay attention. After looking around the room, I would be lying if I said I wasn't surprised. When did this woman become clean? The house is clean and tidy. Where have I seen such a house before? How often have I not tidied it up myself? But every time she came back after cleaning up, it looked like a garbage dump. Then she just ignored her and did whatever she liked, otherwise she wouldn't be punished for causing trouble. Qin Xue looked at this man and didn't say anything. What does he mean? After drinking the water, shouldn't he say goodbye and leave? Why are you still standing here? Do you have to ask her to chase people away? It doesn't seem right to chase people away, but if this man doesn't leave, he won't be able to do his own thing, so Qin Xue could only drive people away rudely. Comrade, thank you for bringing me something back. Should you go? My Molin hasn't come back yet. It's not convenient for me as a woman to entertain you. I'll ask him to invite you to my house for dinner when he comes back from his mission. Chu Molin's face turned black after hearing this. What did this woman mean by pretending not to know him? This is his home too, okay? Just pretend you don't know him and kick him out. Qin Xue looked at the man in front of him, his face as dark as an ink pan, and explained. Comrade, I don't mean to drive you away. It's just that I have something to do and it's not convenient for me to keep you here. Please forgive me. Chu Molin was puzzled when he looked at the woman in front of him, whose eyes didn't look fake. He had only been on a mission for a few months and didn't he recognize him? Something is wrong. Fortunately, he had to report the results to the section chief when he came back. He would figure out what the problem was when he came back in the evening. He straightened his clothes with his hands, turned around and walked out. Seeing that the man had finally left, Qin Xue took out the things she bought and put them away. After closing the door, put the wine jar directly into the space to clean and drain the water. Use a hoe and shovel to dig out a jar of peach blossom wine and open it. It smells so good. I don't know how it tastes. I took a spoon and took a sip. Well, it was really delicious. The taste of processed wine is also high in concentration, and the wine tastes very fragrant and good. The wine fermented with koji is also very strong and pure in taste. The one fermented with linquan water and sugar has a lighter taste and less strong taste, which is more suitable for women to drink, while the other two are suitable for men to drink. The flow rate in the space is fast. After being buried for 2 months, it tastes like a century-old wine. It's great, I like it. Qin Xue was really happy and wanted to jump up. Unexpectedly, it was successful and the taste was so mellow. Thank you, can you like me if you see it? Gen AI, how to fake a smile, wishing to win the same person, why, singing while drinking, Lonine 7682372555, the summer solstice has not yet come, Ben Lai is a shy girl who doesn't understand love, from Waka Tickets, your support makes Wanwan so excited, Wanwan will work harder to update, thank you, Smiley face. Smiley face. Chapter 56 Returning Home. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Qin Xue filled 2 jars of each of the 3 kinds of wine and marked them with a pen, moved them out to separate spaces and put them away, then went into the space to seal the rest of the wine and put them under the peach blossom tree. Next time, just open the bottle of wine. After making the wine, fill it back with soil and pick some vegetables with the basket, tiger-skinned green peppers made from chili peppers, scrambled eggs with tomatoes, vegetarian stir-fried cabbage, hot and sour cabbage, hot and sour shredded potatoes, braised eggplant, and shredded sweet potatoes. Just thinking about these dishes makes me drool. It was too much for one person to finish, so I invited them to dinner when the time came. If you can't finish it, pick it out first and give it to the 2 of them. When you catch a few fish, make fish head tofu soup and chop the fish head with pepper. Well, give 1 fish to each of Fong Hong and Yu Xiu and say you bought it. Just do it like this, eat it first and then divide it up. I am really smart. Qin Xue picked a basket full of vegetables and went out, found a big basin, caught a few fish and kept them in the water, and she was done. Qin Xue made the noodles and steamed the buns to eat in the afternoon. After making the noodles, Qin Xue washed her face and lay down in bed to take a nap. She was so tired that Qin Xue soon fell asleep. It was already past 3 o'clock in the afternoon when Qin Xue woke up. Qin Xue chopped the meat, seasoned it, marinated it, washed and cut the vegetables, and then started kneading the dough to make the steamed buns. I am also familiar with Xie Jun and Su Fangzhou. This time, in order to satisfy my appetite, I am going to invite Fong Hong and Yu Xiu's family to have a casual meal. There were 2 grown men in their family who could certainly eat them, so they made more. In the end, they made 40 buns and 20 steamed buns. Of course, they were all very big, only about the size of a fist. Qin Xue thought that they wouldn't get home until 7 o'clock, and Section Chief Xie and the others didn't get off work until 7:30, so they had to steam the buns first. Looking at the fish, I thought there was no sauerkraut, otherwise the sauerkraut fish would taste so sour and spicy. Next time I will buy a big jar and bring back the sauerkraut, and Chu Molin's mouth twitched when he heard the impatient closing sound after leaving the house. How much did he dislike seeing him? Didn't she like him the most before, and she just wanted to attract his attention? But now she is being disliked by her like the plague. Whether she really doesn't know him or is playing hard to get, you will know when the time comes. Now let's finish the work first. I saw Li Debeo and the others downstairs and took them to the section chief's office. Section chief, we are back after completing our mission. Chu Molin and the others reported after seeing Xie Jun. Okay, just come back. How was the mission accomplished? Are you injured? Xie Jun looked at the young men in front of him. Originally Xie Jun was going to lead the team this time, but later the bureau and department had a meeting, so Chu Molin was asked to lead the team. It was only because Chu Molin had the ability that Xie Jun dared to let him lead the team. After all, the goal this time was not simple. Fortunately, we were not injured, but we didn't catch anyone. Chu Molin said in a low voice. Has that thing been taken away? Xie Jun also looked serious after hearing this. No, we just came back. All the things were on us, and the others were destroyed by us. Chu Molin was slightly injured himself, but he just ignored it and went back to the hospital without going to the hospital. Okay, you guys go back and have a good rest first. We'll talk about the rest after you've rested. Xie Jun looked at a man with a tired face and black eyes under his eyes. Yes, thank you, Section Chief. Several people saluted and expressed their thanks. By the way, Chu Molin is staying, and everyone else should go back and rest. Xie Jun thought that Qin Xue was injured and had to tell Chu Molin. Section Chief, what's the matter? Chu Molin originally wanted to go back to his office. Well, I just wanted to tell you to come to me after get off work. I have something to tell you. Now you can go and rest. Xie Jun waved his hand and asked Chu Molin to go out. After Chu Molin left, he rubbed his eyebrows and thought about how to better clarify the ingredients of things. Chu Molin did not go back to rest, but returned to his office. This mission also made Chu Molin see many shortcomings. It seemed that he needed to draw up a training plan to strengthen training. Chapter 57 Inviting People. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After Qin Xue steamed the steamed buns, Qin Xue took one and ate it. Well, it was delicious. The skin was soft and the filling was delicious. After finishing a bun, Qin Xue killed a fish, washed it and fried it until both sides were slightly yellow, then put it into the pot and slowly made soup with tofu. I thought about washing rice and steaming some rice. If you like pasta, you can eat buns and steamed buns. If you like rice, you can eat rice. If you can't finish it, put it in the space to keep it fresh. As time passed slowly, a scent filled the room, even the corridors are filled with aroma, and people passing by can't help but take a deep breath and wonder which restaurant is making the delicious food. Qin Xue opened the lid and took a sip of the aroma that only hit her nose. She couldn't help but smash it and hit her mouth. The fish soup was boiling milky white. Sure enough, the food made with lingquan is different and much more fragrant. Qin Xue checked the time and fried each dish and put it on the plate. It's really pleasing to the eye when it's placed on the table. Each plate looks delicious, and tasty. The voices of Fang Hong and Yu Xiu came from the corridor. After Qin Xue cooked the last minced meat and eggplant, she took off her apron, took the key and knocked on Yu Xiu's door. As soon as Yu Xiu entered the door and was changing her shoes and washing her hands to prepare dinner, the door rang. Huzi opened the door to see who was coming. Okay, Mom. Su Hu ran to open the door. Hello, Aunt, Mom, it's Aunt here. Su Hu called Qin Xue just like his mother called. Yu Xiu wiped her hands and walked out of the kitchen. Qin Xue, why are you here? Sit down, have you eaten? I'm preparing to cook. If you haven't eaten, you can eat at my house later. No, sister-in-law, I'm just here to tell you not to cook. I've already cooked. To be honest, my sister-in-law said that I went to the hospital for a gynecological examination today. I was happy and greedy, so I cooked a few dishes to make you and Fang Hong and her family happy. Qin Xue said to Yu Xiu with a smile. Oh, that's a good relationship. I don't even have to cook to eat. What is it that makes you so happy? You can't even smile anymore. Yu Xiu and Qin Xue also got to know each other well. The coldness at first was gone. Instead, the more they got along with each other, the more they discovered that Yu Xiu was also a very enthusiastic person. Sister-in-law, have you noticed that my belly is bigger than other people's at the same month? So I didn't go to the store today but went for an ultrasound. Guess what? I am actually pregnant with twins, and the baby kicked me several times today, which made me happy. I just want you to have fun with me. Is it true, Qin Xue? Congratulations to you. It is said that good people are rewarded. A good person like you is indeed rewarded. Yu Xiu was also happy for Qin Xue. Sister-in-law, I won't disturb you anymore. You can just go down when Section Chief Su gets off work. I'll call sister-in-law Fang Hong, otherwise it won't be good when she starts cooking. Qin Xue said and waved her hand. Waved and left. Huzi, go and tell your father to go directly to your aunt's house for dinner after get off work. Your sister and I will go to your aunt's house first. Do you know that you will come to us when you come back later? Yu Xiu washed the two children. With a face, he told Su Hu to call Su Fangzhou. Okay, I understand, Mom. Su Hu washed his face and went directly to tell his father. When Qin Xue came to Fang Hong's house, she happened to encounter Fang Hong washing pots. Qin Xue is here, sit down. Fang Hong picked up the pot and prepared to scoop out rice. Qin Xue looked at it and said hurriedly, Sister-in-law, stop cooking and eat at my house tonight. I have already cooked the food. You will come to my house to eat when Section Chief Xie gets off work. Fang Hong looked at Qin Xue's happy look and couldn't help but joked. Qin Xue, what happy thing happened to you? You invited us to dinner. What good thing can you tell your sister-in-law? That's so Qin Xue said what she said to Yu Xiu to Fang Hong again. Really, that's great. Congratulations to you, Qin Xue. If your Chu Molin knew that he had two children all at once, he wouldn't be very happy. That's great. I didn't expect that your deputy section chief Chu is not only good at work, ha 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 ha. Fang Hong laughed and teased Qin Xue. Sister-in-law, you are so bad. Are you as funny as you? Maybe after 3 months, your section chief Xie will give you two in your belly. Qin Xue is not at a disadvantage. They are all familiar with each other and they are women. If you want to make fun of her, let's make fun of her together. Thank you Wang Xian, Barium, Shiqi, Ningyan Binglan, and Herb to remember. Falling leaves no autumn, Xiao Noa, encountering a sunny day by chance, rain falling over the city, for the heartbreaking votes, your love is the best for Wan approval, thank you, bow and thank you, smile with a smile. Chapter 58 Confused Qin Xue. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Qin Xue, I find that you are becoming more and more shameless. You can say anything. To be honest, although Fang Hong is a few years older than Qin Xue, she is not as thick-skinned as Qin Xue, and she can say anything without blushing or out of breath. Sister-in-law, you are wrong, this is not called being thick-skinned, it is called food and sex, and it is a natural reaction of human beings. I'm not wrong as I said. It's not impossible to conceive twins once your body has recovered. I'm right, right? It's just that you have to work harder when the time comes and get pregnant as soon as possible so that you can keep company with my child. It's a beautiful picture when you think about it. Qin Xue raised her eyebrows at Fang Hong and said. Yes, everything you say makes sense, why don't I give up? Fang Hong had no idea how to deal with Qin Xue. The more she got along with her, the more she realized that Qin Xue was not simple. Ha ha ha, sister-in-law, why do you look like you were rubbed by me? Seeing Fang Hong's expression, Qin Xue couldn't help but laugh. The two of them were laughing in the corridor even though the door was open. What are you talking about? You are smiling so happily. When she heard this question, Fang Hong was preparing to pat Qin Xue on the shoulder. As a result, he froze there and turned around to find Xie Jun and Chu Molin standing at the door. It was Xie Jun who asked, what did I do? I didn't even close the door before talking to Qin Xue about the trouble. It's okay to be seen by Xie Jun alone, but it's embarrassing to be seen by Chu Molin, an outsider. Fang Hong felt like crying all of a sudden. She wanted to get into any crack in the ground immediately. Qin Xue saw Fang Hong's expression and laughed nonstop. She even patted Fang Hong's shoulder with one hand and touched her stomach with the other. Sister-in-law, you're laughing so hard at me that it makes my stomach hurt. Even after saying that, the laughter didn't stop. That charming appearance made Chu Molin's eyes darken. He didn't expect that this woman had such a side. Lao Xie, you're off work. Chu Molin, are you back from your mission? Are you here to see Qin Xue? Come in and sit down. Fang Hong looked at the two men who had not come in at the door with an embarrassed expression and asked. Qin Xue stopped laughing and was stunned. Chu Molin went on a mission to find Qin Xue. These words made Qin Xue think of something, so he asked Fang Hong blankly, Sister-in-law, what did you say? Did you say he was Chu Molin? Yes, he is your man Chu Molin. You won't forget him too, right? It was Fang Hong's turn to be surprised. Sister-in-law, I'm going back first, and you guys will come over for dinner later. After saying that, he didn't care what he said and ran towards the door. When he reached the door, he even accidentally bumped into Chu Molin. He left in a hurry without even saying sorry. That godlike man turned out to be the original husband, her Qin Xue's husband. Oh my God, what happened? It doesn't matter if you don't know your husband, but he helped you take things back and you were kicked out. Is there any man whose wife has treated him as a stranger and kicked him out of the house? This is probably the first time for Qin Xue. It was so embarrassing. It was all her fault that the man didn't say that he was Chu Molin when she was chasing her away. Wu was shameless. Qin Xue opened the door and closed it again with a bang, leaning against the door and panting. Fang Hong and the other three looked at Qin Xue in confusion as she hurriedly left a word and left. Chu Molin felt a variety of emotions when he looked at the panicked man, thinking of what Xie Jun said to him in the afternoon. Molin, I'm really sorry for you. We didn't help you take care of Qin Xue. Not long after you went on the mission, your sister-in-law was injured. The injury was on her head. When she was found, she had lost too much blood and was unconscious. I heard from your sister-in-law that she was in a coma for several days before waking up. When she woke up, she lost her memory and didn't recognize anyone. Later, your sister-in-law and Su Fangzhou's family took care of her. Fortunately, the child in her belly was fine, otherwise I wouldn't know how to explain it to you. Your family members on missions have not been taken care of properly, but I heard that the younger siblings were asked out by Jing in the school, but they separated later. You need to find out what happened after the separation. If anything happens, we will solve it together. Chapter 59 Embarrassing Explanation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chu Molin was silent after hearing this, so she didn't mean not to recognize him today. It's not that he was playing hard to get, but because he had lost his memory due to a head injury and had forgotten everything, so he kicked him out of the house without recognizing him. No matter why he married her in the first place, she is now his wife. If he bullies her, he is bullying himself. No matter who it is, he will find out and teach him a lesson. Injuring your head, how dangerous it is, and even if you are pregnant, being able to wake up from a coma for a few days with only amnesia is a blessing among misfortunes. Chu Molin thought for a while and said. Then Section Chief, sister-in-law, I'm going back first. Since Xue asked you to go to dinner, you can come over later. I'll go back and see her. Go on, talk it over. Qin Xue has changed a lot. Put your bad face away and don't scare her. Xie Jun warned. That's right, my sister Qin Xue is doing very well now. Don't scare her. Fang Hong also agreed. Yes, I understand. Section Chief, sister-in-law, I'm leaving. After saying this, Chu Molin turned around and walked home. He took out the key and opened the door and pushed it. Xue, open the door. A deep and pleasant voice came from outside the door, startling Qin Xue, who was leaning against the door, and reflexively jumped to open the door. The two people outside and inside the door looked at each other in silence. I don't know how long it took, but Chu Molin broke the silence first. I'm going to take a bath first, I smell heavy. After saying that, he passed Qin Xue and entered his room. Seeing that there was no trace of dust, it seemed that Qin Xue had come in to help clean up while he was away. When Chu Molin finished speaking, Qin Xue took a step back and turned sideways to let him in. She watched him enter the room and followed him, saying brightly. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to kick you out today. I was injured a while ago and lost my memory. I don't remember you, so I didn't know you were Chu Molin's. And you didn't say you were Chu Molin today, so I thought you were just a staff member here. I don't know you, so I just, hee. Qin Xue looked at Chu Molin and looked at her without saying anything. She couldn't continue talking and could only hee awkwardly. Well, we'll talk about it later. I'm going to take a shower first. Didn't you ask the section chief and the others to come over for dinner? I see that you have put the dishes on the table. When the dishes are cold, I smell bad and it will be disrespectful to the guests, right? Chu Molin is not a talkative person. God knows why he said these words while looking at Qin Xue's embarrassed expression. Go ahead and I'll give you some water later. After saying that, he hurriedly closed the door of the room and entered the bathroom, carrying 2 buckets of spiritual spring water out. Although the weather is hot, taking cold water is not good for the body, and Qin Xue didn't know that Chu Molin was coming back and didn't heat the hot water. The spirit spring water was so warm that it wasn't ice cold. She didn't expect that the space would be discovered, so she directly lifted the water out. Looking at the water, Qin Xue realized in annoyance that she was stupid. How could she have taken the spirit spring water out? Woolen cloth, what should I do if I'm discovered? Just as he was about to bend down and pour the water from the faucet, he saw from the corner of his eye that Chu Molin was already standing at the door. He stood up and smiled awkwardly. The water is put away, you can take a shower. Chu Molin looked at Qin Xue and the corners of her mouth curled up unconsciously. My mood suddenly improved, and my depressed mood relaxed. After putting the clothes away and taking off the dirty clothes, he saw that the wounds on his body were still wrapped in gauze, and he pulled them off. He took a towel and lowered his head to take a shower. There was a good smell in his nose. Chu Molin couldn't help but take a deep breath, relaxing both physically and mentally. When Chu Molin's hand touched the water, he paused, turned on the faucet and touched it with water. It was indeed different, the water was warm. It was impossible for Qin Xue to have hot water at this time, and she didn't even know him anymore and didn't know that he couldn't prepare water in advance if he wanted to take a bath. Then where did the hot water come from? It seems that my little wife has a secret. From the first moment I saw her today, I felt that she was different from before. Even if a person loses his memory, his temperament will not change that much. Was she hiding herself before or did something else happen besides being injured? Chapter 60 Centennial Peach Blossom Wine. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I will check these later to see how many secrets this little wife keeps from me. Chu Molin shook his head and started to wash his hair and take a bath. After taking a bath, Chu Molin felt that all the pores in his body were opened. I feel relaxed and comfortable, and even the fatigue from not having a good rest for days is gone. It seemed that the secret of his little wife was not small. Chu Molin took a combat bath and was done in just a few minutes. He took a dry towel and dried his hair. He wore a dark green short-sleeved shirt on his upper body and a pair of camouflage trousers on his lower body. Qin Xue's mouth twitched when he saw Chu Molin like this. This was the hormone for action. Are you going to work later? Qin Xue looked at Chu Mo from head to toe. No, what's wrong? Chu Molin looked at his little wife and looked down at his clothes. Is there no problem? Oh, it's nothing. I just asked because I saw you dressed so neatly. After Qin Xue finished speaking, she murmured in a low voice, isn't it hot for someone who doesn't work or train so late at night and is wrapped up so tightly? After she finished speaking, she shook her head to express that she didn't understand. Qin Xue thought that she had muttered quietly enough, but she didn't know that a man with such a good hearing heard every word. Chu Molin moved his lips to say something, but finally gave up and didn't speak. Hey, why haven't they come yet? The food is already cold by the time I'm done. I'll go out and have a look. Qin Xue said as she walked towards the door. Just as she was about to open the door rang. I opened the door and saw 2 families coming together. Come in quickly, you are too slow, the food is cold. I said if you don't come, I'll call you. I'm just getting ready to go out and you're here. You can sit wherever you like. I just realized that I don't have enough stools. Qin Xue is really embarrassed now. There are not enough chairs to invite people to eat. Should they eat standing up? Chu Molin was helpless and moved 2 benches out to barely have enough space to sit. Everyone else sat together, consciously leaving the seat next to Chu Molin for Qin Xue. Qin Xue brought the fish soup and sat in the last empty seat. Everyone looked at the dishes on the table. Just looking at the dishes and smelling the aroma made them salivate. They knew they were delicious without even putting them in their mouths. Mom, the dishes cooked by Aunt are so delicious, and the buns are the most delicious. Xiao Jiejia saw the buns she had eaten before, and she has never forgotten them since the last time she ate them. Does Jiejia like to eat steamed buns? Then Auntie will make some for you. Qin Xue picked up a steamed bun for Jiejia and watched as everyone didn't move their chopsticks. He touched Chu Molin next to him with his hand. greeting Section Chief Xie and Deputy Section Chief Su to eat. What are you looking at? Chu Molin stiffened for a moment and then quickly responded, Section Chief Su, come and eat vegetables. Sister-in-law, you guys should eat too. You're welcome. Eat fish. This braised fish is very fragrant. Qin Xue called for food. I took a bowl of fish head and tofu soup and drank it. Qin Xue, your skills are good, and this dish is very delicious, especially this braised fish. It would be nice if there was wine, but it would be a pity not to have such a good dish. Xie Jun ate the braised fish with chopsticks. Xiu, don't we still have half a bottle of white wine at home? Go get it and let's have 2 drinks. I didn't expect that my younger siblings are so good at cooking, so they need to have a few drinks. As soon as Su Fangzhou heard about wine, he thought of the half-finished bottle of liquor. Okay, I'll go back and get it. Yu Xiu stood up and pushed the stool away and was about to leave when she heard Qin Xue say. Do you want to drink? What kind of wine do you want? After saying that, she pulled Chu Molin's clothes and motioned for him to come closer. Chu Molin lowered his head slightly after looking at it, and a warm breath came to his ears. What kind of wine do you usually drink? Is it stronger or lighter? A faint peach blossom fragrance entered the nose, which was a bit ambiguous. Chu Molin felt a little uncomfortable, and his ears felt slightly hot. Chu Molin glanced at Qin Xue. Do we have wine at home? The wine we usually drink is a bit strong. Oh, I want to drink strong wine, so wait a minute. I don't know if you can get used to the wine I have. After saying this, the person left the table. Qin Xue went to the box in the corner and took out 2 jars of wine for Li Zhao, a jar of peach blossom spirits processed from white wine, and a jar of light wine fermented by Lingquan. Chu Molin looked at it and walked over to help get it. Qin Xue didn't argue with him after seeing it. When he returned to the table, he took the jar of light wine. You men drink strong wine, and we drink this lighter one. The couple each held a bottle. Chu Molin opened the wine jar first, and a strong aroma of peach blossoms mixed with the smell of wine came out. Chu Molin's eyes darkened. This mellow fragrance has been around for 100 years, and it turned out to be a century-old peach blossom wine.